Hi there. Are you in the process of starting your first limited liability company and struggling to wade through the overwhelming amount of information online to find out if Incfile is really legit? I think I can help. My name is Greg Bohl with StartingYourBusiness.com, and for over 20 years, I have worked one-on-one with entrepreneurs to help get their businesses started and growing. I think my experience will help you better understand if the LLC is right for your business and whether Incfile is a company you want to work with. In this video, I'm going to give an overview of the LLC and then show some important details about Incfile, starting with the pricing of their packages and which one may be the best for you, the ease of forming an LLC with Incfile, and more. So before jumping into whether you can trust Incfile, my question is, do you actually need an LLC? I've worked with a lot of people who said they needed an LLC, but it turned out they really weren't sure why. Basically, the LLC is one of four main business structures that an entrepreneur is generally going to choose from. These include the sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, and LLC. The sole proprietorship and partnership are business structures that are considered legally the same as the business owner. These are both very easy and inexpensive to start, with very few, if any, registration requirements. The downside is that if a sole proprietorship or partnership business is sued, the owner's personal assets are at risk. The LLC and the corporation, too, are business entities that are legally separate from its owners. This is important because if a business that is organized as a corporation or LLC is sued, it's the business that is sued, and the owner's personal assets are usually safe. I do also want to address one common misconception that many of my clients had about the LLC, which was they thought the LLC would save them money in taxes. This is a complicated subject, and I don't want to get too much further in the weeds than I already have, but you shouldn't be starting an LLC for the tax savings. The main benefit of the LLC is its personal liability protection. The good news is that in addition to the liability protection is that there are potential savings by electing the S corporation tax status with the IRS. Everyone's financial situation is different, but in general, the tax savings aren't going to become a factor until the business is making somewhere around $40,000 to $60,000 a year in profits. Until then, you are generally better off with the standard IRS tax status because it gets a little more complex, along with the additional costs, as you now will be required to deal with payroll taxes. What I want you to take away here is that one of the great benefits of an LLC is that you can change this tax status after starting the LLC and when it becomes advantageous to do so. Now, that is a lot to unpack here, and I'm a bit off from reviewing Incfile, but I want to be sure that you're forming an LLC for the right reasons and aren't being misguided by the gurus online that want you to sign up for an entity formation service so that they get a commission. I have more resources at StartingYourBusiness.com, and I'll also answer your questions in the comments. Just note that I'm not an attorney or an accountant, and that you should always get advice from professionals and not just some random guy on the internet. To be perfectly upfront, I will get a commission too if you use my link, but I hope that my information is valuable enough to gain your trust and use it. It won't cost you any more, and these commissions help me in getting more correct information on the internet so people start their businesses the right way. Now, to get to what a lot of you are probably asking is, how much does Incfile cost? There are 3 Incfile LLC formation packages, so I'll break down each to see which one may make the most sense for you. Now, it should be said that you can go to your state's website and create an LLC yourself and just pay the state fee. But Incfile not only makes it easier to complete the formation than trying to navigate some of the complicated processes that some states have, but they also offer a lot of other useful services that can help your business over the long term. If you would like to try doing the LLC filing yourself, check out our state LLC formation guides at StartingYourBusiness.com. So, starting with the most basic package, which is the Incfile Silver package, you will only spend the actual fee that the state charges to create an LLC, which, depending on the state, will range between $40 and $500, which is an amazing deal. With the Silver package, Incfile prepares and files the state's formation paperwork, which is often called the Articles of Organization or Certificate of Formation, depending on the state. They also do a business name search before filing to ensure the name is available to use. In addition, you get a free registered agent for the first year and unlimited customer support for life. The filing time will vary by state, and normal processing for the silver and gold plan, which I'll talk about next, usually takes around 3 weeks. The middle tier plan is the Incfile Gold package, which is $199 plus the state fee. It offers everything in the silver package, plus some extras, many of which they're free for you to do yourself. For instance, the gold package comes with an employer identification number, or EIN for short, but you can file for one directly with the Internal Revenue Service at no cost. And I have a video on how to register for one, and it only takes about 5 minutes. Also, IRS Form 2553, which is used to elect S-Corp status, that is also free to download. I would also personally skip paying for a banking resolution. This is an agreement where the LLC gives approval to allow certain members to open a bank account under the name of the business and who has access to it. Most banks are going to give you one for free anyway. So, in my opinion, the only things that I see that give really any value in the gold package are the EIN registration if you don't want to deal with the IRS, and the company alerts, which lets you know when important documents such as the state annual report filing is due, so the LLC stays in compliance. And you do not want to miss that filing. The state is going to send a notice, sometimes by mail and sometimes by email. It just depends on the state. But having an extra set of eyes on this renewal isn't a bad idea, as it's easy to get busy and forget to send it in. You'll also see in the gold plan that there is an optional free business tax consultation and Bank of America sign-on bonus that can be worth a few $100s. If you don't have an accountant yet, or want to ask about what tax election to go with, this could be a valuable service. For both, I recommend working with a local bank and an accountant, but that's just me. If those were the only 2 add-ons that stuck out as great benefits over the silver plan to you, just stick with the silver plan, as both of those options will be offered at no cost before you check out. The Incfile Platinum package is their premium plan and costs $299 plus the state fee. You get all of the features of the gold package, plus business contract templates, expedited filing, and a domain name and business email. You get a lot of extras versus Incfile's gold package, in my opinion. Most importantly for some is the next day filing. Several states charge at least an extra $100 alone for expedited processing, so this alone can be a really good deal depending on your state. As for the business contract templates, I can't tell you if they will be relevant for your business or not, but here's a list of them. I don't recommend getting these just in case you'll use them later. You can always go back into your Incfile dashboard and purchase them later, or buy them individually from other sources online. If you don't see a case for using them now, from my experience, you probably won't likely find a use in the future. To keep the domain and email subscription, you will spend an extra $36 per year, which I guess isn't a horrible price. I do recommend using a custom domain for your business email because it looks way more professional than, say, a @gmail.com address. If you are going to get a website, the email and domain usually comes bundled, so you may not get much value from this add-on. The Incfile plan pricing is a one-time charge unless you opt for any of their additional services, such as the free registered agent service for the first year. After that, you'll be charged $119 each additional year, which is a fair price in my opinion. But talking about the registered agent, let me try to clear up some of the misleading information that I have seen all over the internet about registered agents. Yes, it is true that a registered agent is required in each state, but the owner in most cases can be the agent and then not spend any money hiring a registered agent service. This isn't explained very well because there's a lot of money to be made by referring new business owners to sign up for this service. I don't want to see people spend any more money on services than they have to. But if you have more questions, I do have a video and more information on registered agents at startingyourbusiness.com. To give you a quick overview though, the requirements to be a registered agent are pretty simple. These include the registered agent must be an adult, is generally available during normal business hours at a listed physical address in the state of formation. The only purpose of the registered agent is to be available to accept legal documents or certain correspondence from the Secretary of State. So, just to be clear, for most people, being their own registered agent is usually the best, not to mention the least expensive choice, as in free, but there are a few reasons someone would want to hire a registered agent service, such as if they weren't going to be available during normal business hours, or they don't want their name to be publicly listed as a registered agent with the Secretary of State. So we've broken down the pricing, but does Incfile make it easy to start an LLC? I've walked several clients through the LLC formation process, and I think Incfile has a pretty straightforward platform. And in less than 10 minutes tops, you should have your LLC filed. The free silver plan will take the longest, as you will be offered 8 additional optional services, which is a lot compared to other business formation services, though it is still a quick process. Throughout the entire LLC registration process, you will see the total cost of what you are signing up for, and I feel that Incfile does a better job than many other services about being very clear about how so much is going to pay. Another thing I like about Incfile is they have a strong customer service team to help people get through the formation process. Their chat and phone lines are open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and they have email support as well. I tested both the chat and the phone and was connected with a human in under 3 minutes, which is more than acceptable. Though I would have liked to have seen them have a weekend option, as many people work during the week and only have time on the weekend or late at night to work on their business. Probably won't have much of a problem, but knowing that you can ask a question and it gets quickly answered takes a lot of pressure off of someone starting their first LLC. With that out of the way, let's learn a little more about Incfile's reputation. Incfile has been one of the leaders in the entity formation industry, and they claim to have served over 800,000 businesses since 2004. In addition to being known for entity formation, Incfile has a suite of services to help get your business started and growing. To give another viewpoint on Incfile, I'll go over a couple of third-party review websites to see if there are any flags, which will include the Better Business Bureau and Trustpilot. To start off with, Incfile isn't accredited by the Better Business Bureau, and at first blush, that may sound bad. But one of the secrets about the BBB is that there is a fee for a company to be accredited through them, which doesn't exactly make them unbiased. I wouldn't mark out a company just because of that, but what I'm more interested in is the customer reviews. And there are over 1,800 customer reviews, giving Incfile a 4.75 out of 5-star rating, which is really good and even a half-star higher than Zen Business currently is. Next up, let's look at Trustpilot. Here we see almost 6,900 customer reviews and a 4.7 out of 5-star review, which is higher than most other services such as Zen Business and LegalZoom. 93% are 4-star and above. So I think with these sites showing high ratings, the number of years in business, and a lot of feedback from customers, I would expect that you should be pretty safe in working with them to form your LLC. Overall, I know there are a lot of options for entity formation services, and you don't want to make a mistake when starting your first LLC. I know that every business will make mistakes, but I will say that Incfile is one of my top 3 choices for a reliable, no-nonsense, and fast LLC formation service. If you are looking for additional hand-holding during your business formation, I would recommend looking at Zen Business or Northwest Registered Agent if you are looking for additional personal privacy. The 3 reasons that I recommend Incfile include, well, to start out with, the Incfile Silver Plan, that again only costs the actual state fee, is in fact all that most people need. It doesn't come with a lot of fluff that you may not even use or stuff you can do yourself easily. And you'll quickly get your LLC filed with a highly rated entity formation service that's been around for almost 20 years. Number two, the website is easy to navigate and forming your LLC is pretty easy to do with them. If you run into a problem, there is live chat, phone, and email support backed by knowledgeable staff who are quick to respond. And last, Incfile includes a registered agent for the first year at no cost. The renewal is fairly priced at $119 per year each year after that. Zen Business, for instance, charges $199, and you could save, maybe $20 a year, maybe more, by going with a different registered agent service, but Incfile doesn't nickel and dime you with their service like a lot of the other ones do. And you'll have access to this and any other services from inside the Incfile dashboard, which does give value by keeping things in one place. And that wraps up my Incfile LLC service review video, and I hope you found it useful. If you're ready to jump right in and start your LLC, please visit Incfile at startingyourbusiness.com/Incfile. And if you have any questions, or if there was something that I just didn't explain very well, please reach out and I'll try to answer anything that I can.